Hello, I'm Simon Rimmer. Now, this is a new addition to our podcast, Grilling with Weber, where rather than talking through barbecues, we're actually going to cook. And who better to start this whole procedure? Ottolenghi. How are you, my friend? And what are we cooking?
So I've decided in true fashion to cook beetroot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grill the beetroot, and I've got all sorts of wonderful things to infuse them with lots of flavor, and then I'm going to present it on a plate beautifully with yogurt and cream sauce. So the grilling is not really, I'm not cooking them any further. I mean, they will cook further, they will kind of like concentrate in flavor, but most of the cooking has already been done. I mean, beets are just so long to cook, so you want to make sure that they're properly cooked. Yeah. If you buy cooked beets, that's also totally fine. Okay. So I'm just going to start. I never wear gloves. Really, I hate gloves. But when I'm doing beets, I do wear gloves because I mean you don't want to see my red hands later. So I'm just creating these cuts, these incisions in the beet. You want it to be held at the base, but all these cuts are really where all the flavor. You said you love doing that, right?
Hasselback in it, yeah. You know, when you do a Hasselback potato and the extra flavour that you get and that crispiness and softness and infusing flavours is just beautiful. Yeah. But then you do it with beetroot, you do it with butternut squash, you do it with aubergine. It was everything. It's like
pasta shapes.
Yes.
It's that kind of these places where all the sauce is being caught and you get like these beautiful things being. So that's what it is. You create more surface from your vegetable. So essentially what you do is you can do it if you barbecue in your back garden, you do a bit of prep before. But so I think with broccoli and with cauliflower and definitely with hardier vegetables like beets or celeriac, you want to do a bit of cooking before they hit the barbecue. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about onions or about asparagus where you can do all your cooking on the barbecue. We're talking about things that take a bit of cooking before. So these, I'm just going to take a bit of olive oil and get some olive oil on there, not too much, and just kind of to get them started. And I'm going to cook it in 2 stages. So first thing, I'm going to put my olive oil there, a bit of salt, and so here we go. So I'm taking this hot area and I'm going to use these tongs to.
These veggie baskets are just brilliant.
They're really good. So I'm just going to start placing them here. And obviously the oil makes them smoke, so you don't want too much oil, you don't want too little oil, you just want a good amount to get them, started. It's incredible what you can get out of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave them like that. Maybe I'll close and open accordingly, but I'll get them started here, get the smoke. So I'm going to give them a bit of grilling now, and then I'm going to put them in the tray. So flavored butter, so kind of this amount of butter and some olive oil as well. Different flavors, and I mean pure butter tends to burn, so when I mix it up with the olive oil together, you're less likely to have that kind of intense burning flavor. So I'm just going to do these are wonderful lime leaves.
I love lime leaves. I just think they're the most beautiful smells.
Totally.
Lime leaf and lemongrass.
Yeah.
2 of the most amazing
so
smells.
Much freshness, and all that will go into my flavored butter. So I've got garlic, lime leaf. I'm going to get a bit of ginger there as well. Again, I'm not really even bothering with peeling or anything like that. It's just about flavoring the butter, right? Obviously, butter and oil, wonderful, just really wonderful flavor, which are all going to kind of fall into these ridges where I cut the Hasselback beet. So that is ready, and I'm just going to put it here and essentially let the butter melt. Yeah. Bubble a little bit, 2-3 minutes, take it off the heat, and then leave it to infuse.
Okay.
The beets have started doing what they need to do, so I'm just going to turn that down and give them a little boost. So what's next? Here I've got double cream and yogurt, and I'm just going to whisk it to thicken it. So I want to spread this on the plate.
Nice.
And then the beets will kind of nestle in the cream, and it looks great as well. So that is kind of the thickness you want to take it to. So it's just about starting to hold it.
I like that more and more, don't you? Where you almost have if you like, the sauce, the dressing underneath. So you keep, historically we'd always smother things in kind of sauces and dressings that always going the other way. So you get the purity.
See there, the butter is nice and bubbly. It's been bubbling for about.
It's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's
that lime leaves.
Yeah.
So intense. So now I'm literally going to put it here to one side and allow it to infuse for 20 minutes, however long it takes.
Butter's done, beetroot's cooking. salsa.
Salsa. So I'm going to make a salsa. It's kind of similar ingredients to what we've had already in the infused butter. I've got ginger, garlic, and lime leaves. I'm going to add some chili to it, which you can have or not if you don't want it hot, and some coriander.
I quite like that unknown quantity with the chili when you leave the seeds in. You know, if you take the seeds out, you're almost kind of, you can pretty much tell how hot it's going to be. If you leave those seeds in, you just get that little bit of unknown in there.
Yeah, no, I know. It depends who you're cooking for, right? Like if you know who you're cooking for, and they're all like, chili lovers, then you're okay. But sometimes, I've got young kids and I never know who's coming and what's the situation going to be. So it's like, okay, well.
I look at that.
They look
lovely.
good, don't they?
It's just nice the way they just start to open a little bit.
When they're open, they're more ready to collect that kind of butter that I'm going to baste on them, which is why I started them off like that. And I'm giving them that kind of barbecue look. And look, they brown really nicely on the bottom, which is, I love that.
I do.
I'm going to take these now. So they got a lot of nice color. And I'm going to place them up. So we started getting this kind of charring of the Hasselback. And now I want to make sure that I can add the butter and they still carry on barbecuing. Look at that. It's just stunning. So I've got the beets here and they got a bit of the barbecue, the touch of the barbecue.
It's so nice, that smell of the charred nature.
It's so nice.
The outside.
It's so nice. And now I'm just going to strain the butter. So all these aromatics have done their job. They've flavored my butter nicely. You smell everything?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
The lime leaf and the ginger, just so, and obviously the garlic you can smell anyway, but it's just such a lovely fresh smell.
And then I'm just going to spoon that in there and kind of get it in there. And all that butter that falls off to the bottom, you can use that also to baste as you cook further. So it's not going to waste.
As soon as the butter hits the hot beets, you get that really intense aromatic smell.
That's
lime
right.
just comes
Exactly.
straight out.
Put that straight back on the barbecue.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice. Look how that bubbles. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just amazing. The beets are really delicious as they are, but you could just do that on your barbecue, no problem. But I've got all my flourishes, obviously, so I'm going to just grab them off the barbecue using the magic gloves.
They look so beautiful.
They've taken on so much color, haven't they? They've taken on color and obviously flavor, because color is flavor when it comes to food. So I'm just going to rest that here. Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So here's my plate. And I'm just going to take this cream and use that to coat the bottom of the plate. Just cover it. There's no right way or wrong way with these things. It's just pure beauty. I mean, if you don't want to present it like that, this could be something you just put on the side and people help themselves, like a dressing.
Yeah.
But I like, I want to make it look good.
That's some amount of cream and yogurt.
But there's a lot of beets and, so I'm just going to literally just lift them and get them there on the, look how beautiful that, when they sit in that cream and yogurt. You see, that is what I love, when the butter kind of hits the cream and yogurt. Look at that. It's beautiful. So, and the last bit, the last element is this salsa. So each one of these beets is going to get a good dollop of that pasta, and I'm trying to get it there, all the lovely herbs in between those ridges. You see that just happening all naturally.
You almost feel like when your guests, when your customers would kind of get this, they miss this best bit, which is that whole oozing of the salsa going into the cream and yogurt and watching that magic happen with colours and ingredients.
So I'm just going to put a bit of lime juice on top, just like that extra thing. And look how beautiful that all comes together. Just sit and enjoy, right? Like, look at that.
It looks absolutely unbelievable. It is very Ottolenghi. That is the biggest compliment I can give it. Thank you so much. So great having you on the podcast.
It was a pleasure. And thanks to the barbecue.
Pleasure. Hasselback barbecue beetroot with lime leaf butter by Yotam Ottolenghi. And if you want to hear my chat with Yotam in full, as well as every other episode of Grilling, head to your favourite podcast provider.